Hey guys, welcome to another Jafo Paints video. Look at that. Black Widow Spider. That's what we're going to paint. Actually, we're going to paint the giant spider from Massive Darkness. It's one of the roaming monster cards. It looks something like that. But I think we're going to paint this up, instead of the card art, we're going to paint this in a nice simple format for you guys. We're going to show you how to make a Black Widow Spider. So we're going to get in there, take a look at this. Of course, I'm not going to use a whole lot of paints today, actually. This would be a pretty simple paint build, so to speak, for you guys. I've got it primed in Mechanicus Standard Gray, which is what I've been using for a lot of my Massive Darkness guys. We're going to start with a base coat of Abaddon Black. We're going to null and oil that, and I do that. I decided to do that because that's just going to cover up anything that I miss when I'm doing my black. And then we're going to do some dry brush highlights of Skaven Blight Dinge and Eshin Gray. And that's just kind of a way to make gray or black look a little more lifelike. We're going to build that hourglass shape with mephista red. And we'll probably edge that a little bit with some Wazdaka red. And actually we'll use that Wazdaka red for her pretty little eyes, which are right there, as you can see. She does have a bunch of them, and we'll see if we can get all of them, or if we miss some. We'll also use some Storm Vermin fur to get right down in there. Let me zoom in there for you. She is sitting on, I'm going to call those rocks. I don't think that's an egg sac, because that's just weird that her eggs are coming out of like the front of her belly. So there you go. We're going to start off with Abaddon Black. We're going to use our large layer brush because there's got a lot of surface area we want to cover. And make sure you want to thin down your paint so that it flows smoothly. And we're just going to start painting this entire model in black. Now you could save yourself some time if you're not as, I don't know, picky and or dumb as Jafo is sometimes. And prime your model in Chaos Black or any other quality black spray paint that you can get a hold of. I actually am a fan of the Walmart special, the Krylon 96 cents matte black. As long as you know how to use a spray can, it really doesn't matter the quality and color of the paint that you're using. So we're just going to slop this all on, and I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. And with that, we have our second layer of on, also known as our base coat. Second layer after the primer coat, of course. So now we're going to go right into an all-over shade of null and oil, and you just kind of want to literally cover everything with null and oil. So what that's going to do is that, being that it's a black on black, it's going to cover anything you missed, and so it'll seep into the recesses, and it'll just make that black pop out even more when we go back over with our next shade, which will be a dry brush of one of the grays. I haven't decided which one yet. So I'll get that done, and I'll show you what I got done. Alright, there we go. Now we've got the black and the black shade on. It's all dry. We're ready to rock with the next thing. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to start dry brushing with some Eshin Gray. Got a little bit on our palette. And we've got our trusty paper towel right there. So we get a little bit on the brush, as before. Want to get most of your paint off. And then we're just going to start dry brushing. And what it's going to do is it's just going to kind of give it a little bit of a gray look. It's going to pick up all the bumps on her body. So we'll show you what that looks like in a second. Alright, and with that, we have our gray layer up, or at least our first one. We're then going to switch over to, nope, not Eshin Gray, Skaven Blight Dinge. We just did Eshin Gray. And we're going to dry brush that on. And that's just going to bring out a little bit more. And I want to focus around her thorax, or the center part of her body. Not so much towards the back. And don't worry if you get a little bit in spots you don't want. You can always go back over with your black. Get some of her face too. We're going to do our take on a mix of between the Black Widow and the giant spider from the game. Since the only real time you're actually using this one in the game on purpose is episode or quest number 2, the Black Widow event. And I'm just very quickly building up the layers around that rocks. I'm going to treat that pile down there as rocks. So we're going to just build up layers and layers and layers of gray. So I'll show you what that looks like when we're done. Alright, there we go. Now we've got the Skaven Blight Dinge added. And while I was at it, I went ahead and I added Storm Vermin Fur. And I just dry brushed that down there into the stones. Just brings that stone look up. I also wasn't happy with what I had done to the butt of the Black Widow, because the Black Widow is like almost pure black on its back end. So I went over again with my Abaddon Black and just kind of touched the little spines here in gray, and that'll give me a nice clean surface and a nice solid black surface for when we paint on our red, which is what we're going to do next. So we're going to go to mephista on red with our small layer brush, and I get some paint ready, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do this. And I don't know how we're going to do this, so I'll figure it out when I can figure that out. I'll be right back. Alright, now that we've got our mephista in red, some of it on our palette, watered down just a little bit, it's time to try and freehand an hourglass shape. I think that's how we're going to do that. We're going to just... And by the way, this is a lot easier if you're not trying to do this in front of a camera. An hourglass is pretty much looks like that. So I'm just going to kind of fill that in. There. And she's unique. She doesn't have her own, or she doesn't look like every other one. And when in doubt, you can always just fatten that up a little bit. So while that dries up a little bit, we're going to go to the front here. I'm just going to take a little bit of paint on the tips of our brush. I'm going to do all of the eyes, making sure wherever you place your fingers on this model, you're not placing it in paint that's still wet, so you don't have to redo it. So it makes her look even creepier with eyeballs. This is why you do the eyeballs, because, again, it brings some life to your models. So I'm going to finish that up, and I'll be right back to show you what that looks like. Alright, so once we've got our red done, we've got our nice little hourglass there. Creeped you up a little bit as I drop my camera with the eyes. I think that looks pretty good. And then I've already gone ahead and applied our Dawnstone, as we've done on all of our guys so far, to finish up that base and cover up all the messes that we've made. And there you go. Quick and simple. Took us a little more than 35 minutes to paint this guy. And you have yourself a giant spider, greater roaming monster, done up like a Black Widow. This has been a Jafo Paints video. If you want to see more of these, hit the like button down below. Subscribe to my channel. I have plenty of Massive Darkness content out there. And if there's something that you want to see, put a comment down below, and I'll see if I can get around to painting it for you. Thanks. Bye-bye.